You can't catch COVID outside. At least it's not cold yet.
Is that a joke?
What, are you cold?
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
It's not that bad.
Oh. It feels cold to me.
No, it's not too bad. I think it's okay at this stage.
Yeah.
Like, it was cold this morning. Once it gets early July, I think that's when it gets really cold. I think as long as my toes are okay. I need to look after my little toes.
Guess they fall off.
Yeah, well, standing on the gym floor, don't fucking fall. I think standing on the cold floor for like hours and hours when it's really freezing, and I've got poor circulation to my toes anyway, so that does not help. So sometimes when they get bad in winter, I actually have to wear Ugg boots so my toes don't like get all fucked.
Do you have those
toe warmers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Xavier, he got me some today when he was going to the shops to do some stuff for work, and I was like,
it's the ones you just crush, right?
I don't know if you crush them. I think it's more there when they're exposed to oxygen. So it's like basically you open the packet and then they go warm. But we'll find out tomorrow, because that's when I'll try them. If they work well, I'll buy like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. How do you feel?
This is the start of week 4.
Oh.
So 13 weeks from the first comp. So 13 weeks is still a really long way away. And watch out. My lord.
Thank you.
Be rise. 13 weeks is a really long time to diet. And I feel like I'm already quite lean. Like, you saw the photos of me from even 2013 when I was lean. And I think I'm leaner than that now.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting. So, like, energy levels are really good. I said earlier, you know, I think I've been getting tighter early in the evening and falling asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
But I've been sleeping well at night. Like, I don't feel hungry. You know, people always go, oh, you're hungry? Oh, you can't eat that. It's like, I couldn't care less about food at this point in time. It's just kind of like, I think I've got into a good routine with my meals. They're very just regimented, trying to eat at regular times, trying to like do my normal daily stuff. And it seems to be working really well. So I want to try and keep that up as much as possible over the coming weeks. Everything's been going really well. It's been really smooth sailing. It's very early days this way. So it's going to be a matter of just trying to make the most of those early days that are smooth sailing. Because when it does get tough and things like, you know, sex drive decrease, you know, sleep quality suffers, you know, become irritable, when those things come to fruition, that's when it's like probably going to get harder and you have to be a lot more kind of strategic. I was saying to Kayla this morning, I think having like, I want to live like my life as normally as possible. You know, I don't, like, for me, I'm happy to go out and not eat dinner. Like, if it means I can socialize, or like there's ways we can work around it to, you know, if we go to my, you know, dad's house or something for dinner, like I can make that work. I can still work out a way to eat and not need to miss out or not need to like avoid these things. Martin said no more eating out this week. I think the only restaurants that will go another block I'll be able to go to for probably most of the remainder of the prep would be like Damatsi's or Maha, because basically Damatsi's is just like a steak on a rock, and I can just get boiled veg or steamed veg or something, and they'll do that. Or to Maha and just speak to Shane and just ask him to prepare me one of the meals that he's eating, because he's dieting as well. Which is cool. So that's actually been a good thing. Like, I think, you know, I don't do what I do to try and necessarily inspire people to, you know, it's certainly not to get them to diet. I very much think people should do what they want within reason and make sure it aligns with their long-term goals. But there's been a few people who have kind of seen that I'm dieting, and it's like, spurred on some motivation and kind of given them a little bit of a kickstart to do that as well, which is really cool. A number of my clients are going to be dieting as well, which means we're all going to be fucking grumpy together, which, you know, it's not me, it's them. So that's cool.
Yeah, Rosie and Gizem said they were inspired by you.
To potentially do bodybuilding, yeah. Like, I think a lot of people say, oh, I'll never do bodybuilding. Like, it's like, you know, so many people that I've coached to the stage have come in the early days of their training and like been like, nah, that's dumb, I'm not going to do that, like I'd never do that. And they kind of like mock, not like, you know, not in a malicious or anything way, but they nearly mock what we do. And it's like, I certainly never thought I'd bodybuild, and then I was kind of like, oh, this is cool, like I'll do it. I think, yeah, the reason behind why you ultimately do it should be pretty well founded and like very intrinsic. Like if you're doing it for a medal or something, you know, it's probably not worth it, frankly. But yeah, it's been cool. At this stage, it's very early. I think having things like just planned, you know, trying to keep myself just normally busy and, you know, active and just live my normal life just with less calories is pretty straightforward. Like in a couple of weeks, we're going away for Jacob's 30th, so that'll be interesting. I don't think I'll drink really anything. I'll catch up with a bunch of clients up on the Gold Coast. This is presuming we can go. So that'll be really cool because I got a number of online clients who, you know, live up there. So I've never really met a bunch of them. So it'll be a good chance to see them and have a break. And for me, it'll be status quo, just continue dieting and training. And then, yeah, just more things planned. We'll just try and make it work, you know. I want to avoid people feeling like they need to adjust their lives around me, because I think that's selfish. That's not why you do bodybuilding. There's definitely an element of give and take in most relationships, but people shouldn't feel the need to like, oh, I can't eat around you. Like, oh, I can't go out and do these things. It's like, there's some adjustments and stuff, sure, but it should be pretty straightforward, I hope.
And how's
anyway, that was a long. You just cut all that out and just like just do the short version. Yeah, everything's a standalone episode.
Walks with Sam.
Nah, no one wants to walk with me. Just you, Timmy.
Do you feel any different in your training at all? Like now that you're 4 weeks in?
Not really. Training's been pretty good. Like, I don't think, as I mentioned earlier, like when we were on the gym floor, I think overall my performance has definitely declined from where it was. Like, I spent a whole year in a surplus and was like 87 kilos. I'm already 14 kilos less than that. So it's very hard, because it was only 6 months ago, it's very hard to sometimes comprehend the decreases in performance that you can just reasonably expect from being a smaller person and having less resources over time. So, like, I've already seen noticeable performance drops because I'm significantly less than I was, and in my head I still feel like I should be strong enough and performing to a similar capacity, but I'm not. But when I look at the weights, they're still relatively quite high. I'm still performing quite well. So training's been going really well. Just working on this shoulder injury so I can, you know, pose and do those things and make sure I get that practice in. That's definitely a component of the fitness in terms of, like, say, bodybuilding, more specific fitness, like, you know, the capacity to hold poses over time when you're fatigued, when you're tired. Like, that's kind of like the game day stuff. So I need to be able to just continue to work on that. But other than that, it's like everything's been really, really good. Everyone's really supportive. I'm very fortunate for that. You know, lots of people have been like, enjoyed the first episode of the vlog, which is cool. So yeah, I guess in the early stages of a prep, it's not much changes. Yeah, you get leaner on that, but I think as it gets more trying, that's when it'll be interesting, more interesting for people, because like, it's like, I'm not lean yet, I'm not suffering or struggling yet. When that happens, I think people will see what bodybuilding can really be like. You know, you'll ask me to do videos and I'll be like, fuck that, I don't wanna. It's like, Martin will say, let's do posing, and the thought of taking your clothes off and exposing yourself to the freezing cold, despite as good as you might look, is like the worst thing in the world. Sometimes doing things like bending over and tying your shoelaces can nearly bring you to tears. And so I think, yeah, just buckle up and let's fucking do it. We'll be right. We'll be right. We're strong, Timmy.
Yes, you're strong.
What have I done? Get me out of here. All right, and we're back to the gym, so everyone can see us. Hi. That's it. That was episode 1 of Walks with Sam, and it's a standalone series. It's the only one that we're running. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you later.
That was a
Let's go.